Tuesday!
Well, hello! So,
we've got a new friend with us today.
We do. Can you hit the button on the back?
Yes.
Hi, everybody. So, F and Elf is here, and check this thing out. It's just about to hit the floor. You know, he's kind of creepy in a way. You can shake. You can come in. You can shake his hand. Isn't that hilarious? Oh, he's dancing. Look at him go.
Right when you scared.
I don't even know what to say, you guys. Look at this thing. Anyways, how fun is he?
I think that this is lit. I think that
So he's motion activated. Can you believe that? Look, wow, we just jumped from 2 to 10 people on
because it was because of this
the
guy.
Santa. I know it was. It was because of Santa.
What's
right?
less jumping right now, Instagram or Facebook?
They're both. I would do Facebook though.
Okay.
So, anyways, we're going to be talking about. Oh, you can't see me on Instagram. Let's turn you a Tish.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll be turning you back and forth a little bit. So today we're going to be talking about Christmas ornaments and, you know, the difference between Christmas ornaments.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So I'm glad to hear that I sound okay on there.
Oh, hi, Mom. And LOL, Santa loves you too.
Who?
She was like, I love this Santa.
I know, isn't that fantastic? I love it. So this is not staying on for very long because it's so hot in here. But anyways, wait till you see the pictures I post. The Nightmare Before Christmas pictures we did.
Oh, it's giving Pearl vibes. If you
it's
know,
hilarious.
That's great.
Yes. So today we're going to be talking about ornaments and why one is more expensive than the other.
And what makes them more expensive
What
than the
makes
other?
them more expensive. We're going to be talking about the different type of German ornaments as well as shiny brights.
Yep.
And then this fabulous guy who will be out and available for sale tomorrow.
And we're also going to be hitting everyone's favorite, which is going to be mercury beads. I see.
Anyways, off it goes because I'm hot. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about mercury beads and mercury glass. We're going to be talking about all the fun, fabulous things.
Dave said the same thing. He said, whoa, lots of people.
Yes. So, anyways, you have to watch. It's fantastic. So, anyways, what is your favorite part of Christmas ornaments? What do you love to collect, Jasmine?
I'm going to be completely honest. I have a really weird thing for like just odd and like kind of ugly ornaments.
What do you mean odd and ugly?
Like ones that like people would like usually never go for because it A, doesn't match their aesthetic, or like B, it has something random on it. Like, for example, the little Bo Peep one that we have that's over there. I'm obsessed with it. It's pink, it's sparkly, but I don't even have kids, and I don't really like little Bo Peep.
I love that because that means that tree is you.
Yeah, and there's so many random things that I have the privilege of getting here every year. Even if it's not specifically just an ornament, but we bring it out during Christmas time, I put it in the tree.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
But that is really cool because when you have everything, and don't get me wrong, because a Christmas look that is very uniform, very monochromatic is gorgeous when it's on a silver tinsel tree.
I give kudos to the people who have a one aesthetic Christmas or a one aesthetic holiday where it's just, we had a customer, she had a beautiful purple and silver tree where everything was purple and silver. I wish I could be like you.
Well, it's beautiful.
It is, it's beautiful. I just love all the colors and just like the different ornaments, like the shapes, the paintings, everything.
Those of you who can see far, far away behind, you're going to see a silver tinsel tree up here, right up there. And when you deal with a silver tinsel tree, and I'm going to tell all of you that are watching us right now, because there is a crazy amount of people on here, that none of the actual trees are for sale.
60.
None of these trees are actually for sale, but the items on them are, and if we get more tinsel trees throughout the season, then of course those will be on sale.
We do offer free looks, meaning you can come and stare at the tree for free.
We actually have people that come in and stare at our peacock tree.
No, yeah, I know.
It's hilarious. I love it. And if you are interested in knowing what a peacock tree is, go back into some of the older videos and you will see me putting it up. It's a 1952 green and blue peacock tree.
And if I had $1 for every time someone has to buy one of the trees.
Oh, I know. It's craziness,
it's
right?
Crazy.
So I love the fact that you love crazy. Don't get stressed. I love the fact that you love odd ornaments.
Yes.
I think it's fantastic because when you walk into your house and you look at your tree, that is you. That is a version of you
100%.
in that tree, which means is how it should be.
Yes, absolutely.
And some people, the version of them is monochromatic. Right? I'm holding this because I'm trying to tell Steve, I want my car that you're getting me for Christmas to fit in here. And which means he'll fill it full of matchboxes or
matchbooks
or
fake
Hot
keys,
Wheels.
yeah.
So, anyways, we've got all sorts of stuff. So let's start talking about ornaments, shall we?
Absolutely.
I'm going to come over here.
And like, I also really like the transparent ones, like this pink one. Like, I'm obsessed with it. Like, if I had a whole tree just of these, then I could probably stick to one aesthetic.
This is what she's referring to. I'm going to bring it up close so you can see. This is a shiny bright, right? You guys can see that this is a shiny bright, right? Well, this is a shiny bright. This is a during World War II shiny bright because it does not have the silver nitrate in it that keeps it to sparkle. So there's no silver in it because during the war, all of that was saved for the war, right? So you will come across.
Because you're making me nervous.
I'm holding it okay. I wanted to show the difference between this and one that has. Here's one. So when I say your silver nitrate in things, I mean that it gives it the silver look. And those of you who are following, who have not met me, I am Mr. Klutz. And I will break everything around me. And I own a store that has millions of things breakable.
And he knows I mean it with love.
But she's right. So anyways, let me see that. Okay, so here we have a shiny bright, right, from probably the 50s, 60s, maybe even early 70s. It's got the silver nitrate on it, which makes it shiny, right? Shiny bright, hence shiny bright, right? Well, this one is a shiny bright too, but as you can see, it's see-through. And it is clear glass because there is no silver nitrate added to this that causes it to be shiny. So these can tend to be a little bit more expensive because they're from during the war times. And so when you see a price difference from like $6 to $35, that would be your difference because finding these original, well, hello, Carol Ann. I'd say hello to all of you, but I would be here for a long time.
Yeah, literally.
And so, so that is why you see some of these striped ones. Plus, this has flocking on it, as you can see close up. There's flocking on it. Shiny brights, beautiful, beautiful.
I should have brought it, honestly. I just got, and I don't know, like, if they started doing this before or after.
I'm going to set this down because
earrings.
it's expensive.
I don't know if it was before or after the 1800s where they started using sand to then decorate ornaments as well. I probably should have looked into that a little bit more.
Well, sand, they use sand. Well, you have one that you bought here that had sand on it.
And I'm obsessed with it. Like, I literally guard it with my life because it's like pink sand, blue sand, beige, turquoise, and like it's perfectly.
It's like sand art. It's like Native American sand art.
Yeah, literally is sand art on an ornament.
So there's all different ways of doing ornaments. But so when you see a shiny bright that's clear, that's more expensive, and a shiny bright that has the silver nitrate in it, then you will see the price difference. And that is what those price differences are. So did you have something to say?
That had mica on it. Which one? This one?
Yeah, it has mica on it. Is that Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see, mica is a natural element that they find in the earth. And as you can see, you see the glitter on it? That's mica. So actually, might show up under a black light.
Yeah, it might, for sure.
Give them some information while I grab a black light.
Okay, here's my two, well, not all of them, but here's two really cool did you knows for today. Did you guys know that Santa Claus is 1,741 years old starting this year? His birthday is this year, obviously.
Well, I want to know who his plastic surgeon is because he looks great.
I always say when you have a bunch of money and you're unproblematic, you have the skin of like a baby.
Yeah, because he is, you know.
And then my second one for
magic.
right now is, did you know that Jingle Bells was actually the first song ever to be sung in space that's Christmas related?
Doesn't surprise me. Playing on the radio in the car that Elon Musk sent up. So look, you can see with the black light, the shiny parts of it, that's mica. That is, you see how it's glittering right there? You can see how it's glittering. Standard glitter would not do that, whereas mica would.
These things are cool.
So we carry black lights here, you guys. So they're great stocking stuffer, especially if you're looking for uranium glass or you're looking for just amber. You're looking for amber, uranium glass. You're going on a trip and you want to check out the hotel room. and then end up sleeping in your car because you don't want your stuff put in there.
Fun fact, you can also grab one of our lights here from Time Warp and go to your local beach. Like, let's just say, for example, Port Huron, and look for Uber's light, which is only native to here in Michigan. And when you shine a black light on it, it literally is electric orange and purple.
That's
but
good
it's
to
a
know.
rock
I did not know that.
like,
Isn't that
without
funny?
black light, the rock just looks like normal black and white granite. But when you shine a light on it, it is electric neon orange and purple. And
That is fantastic.
It's called Uber's light.
That's awesome. So we have something sitting here that a lot of people look for. And it's this, and this is and we're going to get back to ornaments in a minute, and I have one down here as well.
This is an ornament, I would consider.
It is kind of. These are color wheels that you would use on your silver tree. We have 2 of them. They are sought after, I'm going to tell you, because a lot of the silver trees, and as you can see, the pom-pom tree behind me, the 4-foot up there from the 1950s, putting lights on that is going to be very difficult. And I don't know if you guys can see it, so I'm going to turn you this way for a quick second, because there's one right here. So putting lights on this tree is not going to be easy to do. So what they do, sorry Instagram.
Facebook, y'all don't get the view.
I know, you get to see this. Well, you can see the tree pretty good right there. Right there, you can see it. But, so anyways, the color wheel. These color wheels run around $100. A little bit more maybe, but we do run sales. And these are what's going to give your silver tree the illumination. Because it will rotate.
And refract light off of each other.
Yes, and that's where your ornaments come in as well, because your ornaments have the reflective ability to reflect the light.
Absolutely.
Of course, reflective ability to reflect the light. How hilarious. I'm saying the same words over and over again. So anyways, we're going to set that there.
Cool.
So let's talk about indents. How many of you know shiny bright, or just not even just shiny brights? Let's talk about indents in general.
Gotta see
Meaning,
this one's crazy. It's got double,
Yep.
triple, quadruple on the inside.
So, meaning you have indents, right? That means that it's indented. Now, there are new indents and there are old indents.
Those are like
Okay.
the 2 craziest ones. That one has like 6 indents inside
Yep.
an indent, and that one has a
Yeah.
freaking figurine inside of the indent.
Now, I'm going to tell you, the more the indents on vintage ornaments, the more the money the ornament's going to cost. Because when researching your indents, I found out that they use wood plugs to create the indents. And so if they're doing 1 wood plug or 2 wood plugs, those are easier. When you start getting into 3, 4 wood plugs into the glass, they have to pull those out afterwards. And if you look closely at this one, and this one's an old one, it's got multiple indents within this indent.
Which means
Isn't
the
that
plug that
crazy?
they had to have used
Had tips.
looked essentially like a meat tenderizer.
Yeah, probably something like that. This is probably a 1950s, mid to late 50s ornament with the indents and hand painted, hand blown glass. Aren't these beautiful? And then this one is a double ornament, and this actually has an image on the inside of a baby, and it's probably, or of an angel or New Year's baby, however you want to call it. But isn't that the coolest thing? So these indents are more expensive because of the images that are in the indents. And when you come in and you look at that tree up there and you're like, oh, wow, those are cool. I'll take that one, and that one. The reason I have that tree up so high is because those are the expensive ones. And
so precious.
when you have a standard indent, I'm going to keep this one. When you have one like this, and then you find one like this, this is a cone indent, meaning that it is indented with a cone, with a point. This one's only $8,
I don't
right?
understand. Can you show it to me?
Yeah. see
Oh,
how it
okay,
goes
never
in
mind.
and
I see.
point?
I did not see
Yeah,
that.
no, that's okay. So there's not much detail to that other than it's scalloped, right? So it's easily made. And then this one has that inside. That is where your price difference goes. You've got pink, you've got hand painted, blown. This is blown and hand painted, but it's a much smaller bulb and a much simpler indent
Less stressful.
than this one. Look how thin that glass is, you guys. Look how thin that is. You can see right through that. And these things survived. That's what kills me, is these things survive.
And they're paper
They're
thin.
paper thin. I love it. They survive, but they're paper thin. It's fantastic. So we're going to set those right back over here.
Do you want
We'll set
another
them
one
right
down
there.
here?
No, but where's this one? So I got to show you this one. And this is hilarious. This is a pipe. It's a pipe, right? Santa's pipe. It's an ornament.
I hope
Santa's
Facebook
pipe.
doesn't take us down for this.
What?
I hope Facebook doesn't take us down for that.
Why would they? It's Santa's pipe. It's an
Okay,
ornament.
we're okay. Disclaimer: Facebook. It is Santa's pipe.
This is an ornament that was made in the 1950s. This is meant to identify as Santa's corncob pipe.
Period.
It's not my fault somebody tried to use it. They did. It's hilarious. But anyways, this is fantastic. I love it. Would Facebook take us down?
They might, depending on what we say, but I
Oh.
think you did just fine.
What?
Steve, I understand. He's like, Jason, put them down with like 50 exclamation points.
Stop it. I gotta show them. Okay, so this one is a banjo, or not a banjo, probably
A cello.
A cello. Anyways, so they made the instruments as well. Isn't that gorgeous?
But that one, I specifically want to point out close to where the strings are at.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that it was layered blown glass instead of it being just gold and blue glass formed together. It's one clear shell with the gold blown in first, another shell, then they did the blue, and then another clear shell, and that's why it's as heavy as it is.
Yes, that is. So it's along the lines of Mercury, but not Mercury in between.
Absolutely.
So, and we're gonna get to Mercury ornaments and stuff in a minute, but some of these ornaments kill me. From the corncob pipe to the whatever instruments this is.
Mine's the 8 pointed.
I know, isn't that
Like
crazy?
it's got 7 mini ones with one big one.
All right. So this is our creme de la creme right here, because this is hand blown, and Steve's gonna have a heart attack because I'm holding it. So this is hand blown. Now, this is an expensive piece. It's $200. It's our most expensive ornament that we have. And the reason being is because it does date back from the 1950s. And take a look at this. Look at these. They had to hand blow. This is one piece of glass, you guys. One piece. So when they, I love that you two are ganging up on me about holding the, I love that they're ganging up on me. That's hilarious. Anyways, so I have people watching that are telling me I'm too klutzy.
I just had to. I was.
No, Lisa did that.
I know.
So, anyways, look at all the different 1, 2, 3, 4 different times that this thing could break when they were making it, right? Because you have to hand blow these in and then hand paint them. And this is just, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 different.
5 if you
What do you
want the
call
little
them?
bottom notch.
Yeah, the little bottom notch. But this is one of the most beautiful pieces I have seen.
Absolutely.
Isn't that gorgeous? Quit talking with your hands. Listen to him.
You're like, what if I don't wanna?
So we have so many people on here because I guess it's Attack Me Day. I'm kidding.
We got to talk about my favorite. Yes, I'm obsessed. Okay, let me go back to what we were talking about at the beginning. Okay.
They're tired of seeing me.
Like when we were talking about earlier, if I could have an entire aesthetic, like if I could have an entire tree filled with just this specific ornament of all colors, all shapes, I would, because I'm obsessed and I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's clear and there's something inside of it that's a different color. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I don't know what it was. Somebody at the door.
Weird.
So what's cool about this, and hold it there, Vanna, because, here, back up so they can see a little bit. There we go. So if you look closely, and she'll put it close to the screen on both of you guys in a minute, but there is tinsel inside this thing.
And I'm obsessed with it.
And getting tinsel in here had to have been done during the blowing process.
Absolutely.
Because there's no way of sticking tinsel in here. It would be one of the reasons why it is a $30 ornament, or a $25 ornament, because of the fact that finding something like this, again, or having a glass artist do it today, that ornament's going to cost you $100 and something.
And I bought one last week, and David was not understanding the appeal of it. And I was like, just look at it. Just,
they make these with other things inside
yeah,
of them, too.
and that's why I think it's so cool. Maybe it's just because we're a little bit of glass connoisseurs, so we understand the in-depths of getting something inside of a piece of glass that you're trying to blow. So
Now, this is a good idea of mercury glass, and we'll get into mercury glass in a moment. What are you playing
those
at?
little teeny tiny ones,
I know,
those
aren't they
have any
cute?
significance?
They're just teeny tiny. Like, this is a little teeny tiny mercury. Some people like the teeny tiny trees, like so.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like so, the little teeny tiny trees, like so.
Oh, Lisa, you're so cute. Thanks.
What?
She said my outfit is cute.
You didn't like my green wig? Anyways, so this is a good example of mercury glass, and the fact that it is a figural with a bird, and these are not ornaments that you hang from your tree. These are clip-on ornaments that you clip to the branches of your tree. We have an entire tree full over there.
Of just birds.
Of just the birds, but if you take a look at the glitter and the mica that's in there, it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Look at that thing. And there's all different colors, and I love the fact of the bridle brush or the brush tails. It gives them movement. This would be like a trembler.
Yeah.
So a trembler, like a trembler brooch that moves when you walk. Wow, people are falling off. We're down to 3. We were up to 80.
Would we get bored?
I know. I got to put my wig back on.
You got to bring out the Santa again?
Anyway, so we will bring out the Santa. No, they'll come back. Anyway, so check it out. These are cool. So they're like tremblers. So, you know, any movement will cause them to shake. So if you're worried about your tree falling, don't get them.
Right.
Because they're always moving.
Literally.
But these actually give movement to your tree, especially if you have like a silver tinsel tree. These help to bring your eye to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a rotating
all
tree.
different colors. Let me grab my paper. Okay, so there's.
Should we get into it? Should we get
mercury?
into should we get into some mercury beads?
They're in the case over there. We can grab them.
Okay, for sure. And I see that you propped it open, so perfect.
All right, so go ahead with your.
All right, I'll start with like the most basic knowledge of mercury beads. They started in the early 1800s, and they were obviously made with mercury, hence the name. But in the late 1800s, a combo of silver, nitrate, water, and sugar was mixed together and then used to either A, give it texture, or to give it a different color. And by a different color, I mean dark silver and light silver, not any other actual color. I mean just like the hue in silver. In 1870s, they invented a mold that makes up to 7 beads at once instead of one individual bead.
Right.
They were also able to add a pump and a line to them by sticking them to the OG plan and sucking them by the mouth, which is essentially like a straw. I don't know if you guys remember the rubber. You would stick it to the end of the straw, blow on it, and it would create a huge bubble, but it was essentially almost like that. But it would just take essentially a lot longer than using the 7 mold bead. Wow, that one's cool. Did we just get that blue one in? Is that grapes?
Yeah.
Those are cool. Alrighty.
All right. Can I show them a few real quick?
Please do.
Okay, so I'm going to show you a few mercury beads and mercury, true mercury ornaments using mercury beads. And as you can see, they are older ones. So these ones are like your tripod ones, and you can see the ones that have the mercury lining still in them.
Looks like a UFO.
Yeah, like a UFO. These are mercury beads, as well as these blue ones, a little bit newer than this one. But mercury beads are going to be tiny. They're going to be smaller. They're not going to be as large. I think this is the largest mercury beads I've seen. Now you can get strands of them. And we've had them, but they sell quickly because there are people who just collect mercury.
And they were also made for jewelry at first instead of ornaments, but then it became such a high desired item and made for only luxurious goods that people were like, okay, well, jewelry is obviously not the most ideal wear for mercury beads, so how could people still get their luxurious goods through mercury beads but without having to wear them? AKA, which is how the ornament happened. Last part I want to add on that, and they were using like they say that cutting mercury beads and leaving the neck, so if this is the bead, they have a little neck on the top and the bottom. Leaving those creates certain characteristics, and some brands specifically like to leave those, but that also means that they're very, very sharp. So if you ever get your hands on mercury beads and you decide that you want to restring it, if that's your thing, if you're using normal twine, it's just going to snap.
With mercury beads, you want to use a wire.
Yes.
A wire base. You want to use a wire base when doing it, because if you take a look at all of these old style mercury beads that have the silver nitrate or even the mercury at that point in them, you want to use a metal, because over time the string will break down due to what's in it.
And also, if they look tarnished, that's because they are.
And did you mention when mercury was removed from mercury beads?
I actually have that here, but you go ahead and tell me about it.
The mid to late 1800s, they replaced mercury with silver nitrate.
And water and H2O.
And water and H2O. It's a silver nitrate solution, I guess I should say. It's not straight silver nitrate, it's a silver nitrate solution, and they replaced mercury because mercury's bad.
It's very toxic.
But I'm going to tell you that there is silver nitrate solution in any glass, even today's glass, that is silver.
Yep.
Because that's what gives you the silver look, is the silver nitrate solution.
And I know you guys are probably wondering, Jasmine, Jason, how could mercury be blue and purple and pink?
Yes, how?
Well, that's because how I was talking to you guys a few minutes ago about that one ornament that looks like a cello. They actually use the layered glass method, which is still extremely paper thin glass, which is like the width of your hair, which is one layer. Then they take, it's colored though, so the glass could be pink, purple, blue, green, whatever you want it to be. Then they fill it with that silver nitrate solution and then seal it with another layer of absolutely thin glass. So the silver nitrate is not what gives it its color, it's the glass that they blew it into.
Right. So when you're cleaning silver nitrate, you want to be, or when you're cleaning mercury beads, let's talk about cleaning our ornaments. And do we dust our ornaments? Do we clean our ornaments? How, when we are putting them away, do we do that? When we are unpacking them, do we do that? Anything that has a painted covering, you want to be very careful. It's just like our glass. I'm going to set these down over here. There we
These
go.
all mercury beads?
Yeah, so it's kind of like when you're doing your glass, because you want to be very careful, because a lot of the ornaments, especially the older ornaments that have mica on them or are hand painted like so, you're going to wipe off, if you use any type of hard corrosive, you're going to wipe off everything on it. So what you want to do is, before you put them away, this is the best bet for me. Before you put them away, as you take them off the tree, just give them a wipe down if you think they're dirty, and then pack them away. Because if you're packing them away and you're wrapping the glass ornaments in a tissue or something, it should keep them from getting dusty during the storage times. And when they're open, they shouldn't be out long enough to maintain a lot of dust. But if they do get dirty, you can wipe them down with a dry towel. That's what I would do.
Oh, absolutely.
Or even a little
that
canned
one's
air.
pretty.
Or even a little canned air.
Especially the ones with sand or mica
Oh,
on it.
yeah, absolutely. Or your extremely expensive ones, use a paintbrush, a dry paintbrush.
Oh, that's
and
such a
just
good idea.
do the indents with a dry paintbrush, like an artist brush or something, because the more pressure or the more chemicals you put on it, the more risk you have with it of breaking. And you don't want to do that. So before you pack them away, just use just have an artist brush with you to gently brush them off if you need to.
Or even if that's still not making you feel good, you can even do a makeup brush. They're a lot softer bristles, but they'll still get the dust
Absolutely.
off. That's such a good idea. I never even thought of that.
And ornaments in general, this is my little did you know. Ornaments in general, technically ball ornaments, meaning like the one I just showed you, the blown glass ball ornaments, so
I'm
forth.
obsessed
I
with
keep
that one too.
grabbing another one to show you all the different kinds. The spiral is fantastic,
I just
isn't
love
it?
the colors.
I love it. So, ball ornaments, you know where they got their start?
No.
Because you can't consider ornaments for a tree for Christmas, and you can go back to last year and look at some of our videos. Those they started out as fruit and stuff and grains and nuts and all sorts of stuff like that. They were sticking in.
I want to take that thought and add it up here because I want to talk about that after we talk about this.
Okay. Ooh, there went my wig.
Oh, we got snatched.
It got snatched off my head. Ooh, I want somebody behind me to snatch it off. Anyway, so ornaments were originally used as dowry, meaning dowry is something that they used to pay to that people used to pay to court girls. Mm-hmm. So either the father of the daughter would pay the groom a dowry, or the groom would pay the father of the daughter a dowry, depending on which way you looked at it.
And if you're wondering what a dowry means because you've never heard somebody say that,
A gift.
A gift, which is usually
You're not
an
buying their children, but kind of you are.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So so it can be looked at as two different ways. If the father had a daughter, and I'm not going to use the words they use because had a daughter that did not have somebody courting her, and he wanted her to get married, he would put glass blown balls inside of a leather stocking and hang them by the fireplace, invite the guy over, and that would be the dowry because they don't have any money.
Right.
So, or they couldn't get somebody, I guess, or whatever the reason. Or vice versa. If the guy wanted the girl and he didn't have a lot of money, he would present her with a leather stocking full of glass balls.
But who else got the leather stocking filled with glass balls?
Who?
The Ugly Sisters.
Well, I was trying not to use those words until
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, apparently, if you're broke and ugly, you get glass balls.
Cats on the
That's
back.
what they kept saying.
LOL.
Back in the day, I guess that's how it went.
Yeah, my fault.
But that's how it started. And then they would open them during the Nicholas feast, which is the feast of the feast of grain, the harvest. So right after Thanksgiving, isn't that hilarious? I
That's
love that.
lit.
But the more you talk about the past, the more insulting it is. Sometimes.
No, it's hilarious, dude. It's amazing. Like, did you know that Alabama was the first state to be officially recognized as Christmas in 1836?
No, I did not know that. That's interesting.
And it also takes, on average, 15 years for a normal 6-foot Christmas tree to grow, no matter what strain or type of tree.
You know what's funny is I was watching that Light Bright show the other night, the best decorated.
Oh.
The best decorated. They go around HGTV. They go around and they look at them all. Anyways, one was in San Francisco, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, the Christmas tree. It was like 60 feet. It was a 60-foot tree in the front yard of his house, right in the downtown San Francisco." And he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "My husband is a little tiny thing growing in the house, and we planted it in the front yard, and now it's this tall."
They must have lived there forever then.
Well, once you buy a house in San Francisco, you do because it's so expensive.
And my last did you know for the day is did you know that Christmas trees have actually been on sale and Christmas tree lots have been a thing since 1850?
I didn't.
You could pull up and get a tree strapped to your the top of your car right on.
And then you can be like,
Steve, when you comment, I need context.
Why? What's the matter?
Because I don't understand.
What takes balls?
Right, I need context.
Oh, I think he's talking. Oh, that takes balls.
Oh, LOL, I get it now.
Oh my god, I wonder if that's where that came from.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to look that up because that's hilarious. I love it. That could be where they came from.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. So I have 3 things in my hand, and I'm gonna ask you to bring more out in a moment. These are from Japan. These are old 1940s. Steve, correct me on the age. Look, take a look at these things. They're little pine cone people using, and they say Japan right underneath, as you can see. Oops, as you can see, they say Japan right underneath. And these are very cool because these are hot.
Look at the little mushroom on this.
I know. They're little like gnomes.
Yeah,
they're like little gnomes or elves.
Gnomey elves.
And they're sitting on pine cones. They're called pine cone people. And Japan, 1940s, I think. These are highly sought after. We get asked for these a lot. I know.
Their smug looks on their face.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, where you at? Where you at? Where you at?"
It looks like you running around that corner.
I know. So these are really cool. We have a whole bunch of these. You have to come take a look. Then we have these little tiny. All these little tiny things that I'm about to bring out and show you are fantastic.
That one's also one of my
Did you see
favorites.
that?
I did.
So I'm going to show you guys something.
The cats would have been like, "Oh, Mom, you spent." I know they would have been like, "You spent how much on it?"
So this is a cool piece. Look at that. And you see the tinsel inside with all the colors, all the different colors that he had to put in there when he blew this. And then the tinsel inside, it's a tiny ornament, but it packs a big punch.
Yeah, literally.
That it does, both in looks, in style, in fabulousness, and price. So I'll give that back to you. And so here we have these little Santas, right? Now these are also Japan, or they could actually be Germany, but these little tiny Santas, look at that. They're on a little thingy here. Look at these little tiny Santas. Aren't they the cutest things in the whole world? Now this one is these are sold together. Pipe cleaners. They're all done with pipe cleaners. If you look closely, they're all pipe cleaners on them. Now this.
I know.
So this is nuts. These are from Germany. Look at these little things. These are the cutest things in the whole wide world. These are Germany, probably 1930s, Steve, wouldn't you say? Hey, Tina. Oh, people are talking to you. I don't know who Tina is.
Me neither.
But aren't these the cutest things? And then I'm going to get the 3 wise men over there.
Are they in here?
Yeah, they're right here, the pipe cleaning wise men.
Oh, okay. I like their beards, lol.
So these are the pipe cleaning wise men. And I'm going to tell you, these are things that they probably made at home back in the day in most likely Germany or in Europe somewhere. But these are the 3, I believe these are supposed to be the 3 wise men. And look at these things. Aren't they the pipe cleaners? Oops, maybe I should turn you around. They're pipe cleaner people. So if you like smalls, which I know some of you do, these are the coolest things in the whole wide world. And these date back because these are probably, they're again pipe cleaning, 1930s to 1950s. They're just the cutest little things just to stick around. These would be good for place settings.
I like that. That's a good idea.
That's a good one.
Because I have some facts on these and I figured I should
really?
bring them up.
I can give you an original pair.
Oh, really? I was looking for it.
It's right here.
I walked right past it. Yes,
It's just
I am
not the
holding
same
what you
spot.
think I am holding.
Oh no, this one isn't. Here it is.
Oh, sick.
Show them that
I'll
old
show
and the new.
both, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is probably one of my all-time favorite Christmas decorations. It's not even that I can't afford them, it's just my cats will literally go crazy and then I will no longer have cats or bubbling Christmas lights. So this is the newer box.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to tell you right here, this right here does not get as hot as those other ones.
And that is very important, and I'll talk about that in just a second. So, oh, it's a fact here that even if one is out, they will also remain lit.
Can I see the inside of it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Here's the difference.
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
Okay. So here's the difference between an original set of bubble lights. You see the base of them versus those. The bases are metal. The bases of those are plastic. Actually, these are plastic too. So there's actually older ones.
These just look like so fragile, the little tips up top. Like,
So let me ask you, how do these work?
they work because they get really, really hot on the bottom and they're filled with methylene chloride. Methylene chloride is a fragrantless, almost fragrantless, colorless liquid that almost smells like chloroform. Don't ask me how I know that. I just found out that it does. And it is used to clean metals, woods, ceramics, glass, and it is highly flammable. So for it to be inside of this and for it to get really hot and bubble is just like it's like a double entendre.
Right. So when you're dealing with bubble lights, especially vintage or antique bubble lights, I guess I should say antique because they go back that far, they get very hot. So if you have a fake tree, you want to be careful with these and a dried out real tree because I'm going to tell you when they would use these, they would use them on real trees. But they usually got the tree within the week of Christmas and then it was gone after
And it was
Christmas.
damp still at some
And it was
point.
damp still. So a dry Christmas tree, one that is not kept moist, ooh, I hate that word.
Me too.
One that's kept
Damp.
watered, could cause a fire. So you got to be very careful, especially with original ones. Whereas the newer ones, if you bought today, they do have the ability not to get as hot.
2 things that are written on this box.
Because they have to bubble.
It says important. Always make sure that lights are in an upright position.
Yep.
Because I'm assuming if it gets hot, it'll just probably
Yep.
splatter out everywhere. But what I would like to point out on here is that it says low energy user. This one single set can be used for 6 hours and cost less than a single penny to run for the 6 hours. It also says based upon the average 3-cent kilowatt cost Edison electricity institution 1 out of 75.
Okay, so is there a date on this?
Not that I've seen. I've been kind of like looking.
Okay, there's no barcodes, or there is a zip code, so it's after 1962. So those ones are probably 1980s, 70s, 80s, right? These ones are going to be in 1950s, 60s, and there's even older ones, right?
Yep.
So let me read this to you. So this is the caveat that they say on the back of an older set. And it's so funny because it says after switching on the current, it may take a few minutes for your bubble lights to start bubbling. Occasionally, one of the bubble lights may even be a bit lazy and not want to start and refuse to start. So a gentle tap on there may get it to thinking it wants to start with the fingernail. Then may be used in conjunction with your Norman tea lights, bubble lights fastened to the tree. It is suggested that the bubble lights be distributed throughout the tree and not lumped in one position. And it says on here that make sure that your tree is properly hydrated so that it does not get dried out, because the bubble lights get hot.
And that's why they don't want 7 of them into one spot. They need you to spread it across the whole tree.
Because, back then we've seen pictures where we've seen pictures where they have lit candles on a tree.
On the tree.
How we survived all of this, I have no idea.
God, I don't know, dude.
So, well, we weren't preoccupied by what was online.
Very true.
So those are the bubble lights, and then we're going to talk about stockings for a minute, because we talked a little bit about stockings when it comes to what they were originally used for, which are dowries, that got transformed into a holiday staple. And where'd they go? Oh, they're out here. Also, we have loops, people. Loops, little jewelry loops for good stocking stuffers.
Yep. Lisa, no, you don't love that word. That's fake.
What, moist?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll send everything to her that says moist.
Yuck.
All right, so I got a box of stockings here. We'll set them right here. And, look at that. I wonder when this is from.
That was like, I remember when we got that, and that's like the oldest stocking we've ever had in the store.
Oh, no, I've had older.
Really?
Yeah.
Or no, I
Isn't that
remember
fun?
the boot looking
Yeah,
ornament one.
Yeah, isn't that hilarious? I love the boot. So, anyways, we've got a ton of stockings here. And I don't know, I think that these types of stockings are fun because they're so kitschy. Because I'm a kitschy person.
Oh.
Meaning, I love... Ooh, I should put these on his hand.
Mittens.
As mittens with my outfit.
I love that stocking.
So I love these. Stockings are great to be hung by the fire, but you can hang them anywhere, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because not everybody has a fireplace.
Ours is right underneath our Terrifier picture that I just got us.
I love that underneath him holding the face
The
on
face
it.
of Santa, yeah.
So, anyways, we've got I'm missing something. Let me look at my
Should
list.
we bring Dancing Santa out for our goodbye?
Well, it's not even, it's just after 7.
Well, I know, but what if we got to get him ready?
Well, we do. Dancing Santa's here.
He's
So,
here on
Put
standby.
that back over there.
Yep.
Now, Steve's going to have a heart attack because I have to hang all those stuff back up. So, blow molds, check it out. So we did the whole show on blow molds, and I haven't even brought in all the blow molds yet. But these are great. So, you need to pick up some blow molds to put in your front yard. But remember, if you're picking up a featherstone or something old, you want to put it close to your house. And then, I do this a lot because we have, and I meant it to actually be a little bit more, so how many times, a little bit more like talking about these types of things, but how many times you have garlands sitting around, right? And you're like, that's too pretty to hide in my tree.
Yeah.
So one of the good things to do with garland that will help make your house look really cute, and it could be any garland really.
Yeah.
Is, I'm looking to see which lamp.
Is
Probably that one.
or this one.
That one? Okay. So putting them around the lampshade just adds a lot to it. So that way it gives, can you see it?
Wow, genuinely makes me like the lamp a lot much better.
Well, it does. And during the holiday, because, a lot of people, if you take a look at lamps, they'll put a napkin over it or something to reduce the light. But putting something like this on it, and then in the evening when you turn on the lights, if you did something with silver nitrate in it, or actually, you guys, if you have a cool lamp that has a plain lampshade and you put colored mercury beads around it and you turn on the light, it's going to reflect even though it's going to be a muted look.
It's going to look lit, though.
It'll look really nice. So we don't always have room for trees, right? That's why we sell through all of our ceramic Christmas trees, right? Right. So that's a way of decorating your house to make it look a little bit more festive.
Absolutely.
If you cannot put a huge tree up. Whew, that was a lot out of my mouth. So, what else do I got here? Oh, the reindeer.
Oh, yes, my favorite. Please tell
Yes. So, if I say this to you guys, tell me what you think. Flossy, glossy, flossy, glossy, racer, pacer, scratcher, freckless, ready, steady, fireball.
I like Fireball.
What are those? What did I just say?
the names of
the reindeer. So those were the names of the reindeer before they picked the other reindeers.
The original.
Those are the original, what they would call them.
Yep.
And so it was funny because Rudolph went from Fireball to Rollo to Reginald before it became Rudolph.
Reginald, I love that.
But it became Rudolph because in 1949, when I think it was 49. Am I going back too far? Nope, 1949, when Gene Autry sang "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," he couldn't get it to rhyme with anything with Reginald, Rollo, or with Fireball. So he changed it to Rudolph.
Because imagine,
and it stuck.
Anytime I hear the word Reginald, I just think they talk like this, like, hey.
Right? Isn't that hilarious? I love that. Also, we have, which is strange because I've never heard of Flossy, Glossy, Racer, Pacer. It almost feels like somebody made that up.
It's fake, right? Fake news?
It does, but then I have it here. That's actually what it was.
Right.
And they actually have the original newspaper article. I will attach this to our site so you know. But some of the other ones that I thought were kind of interesting is Cupid. Cupid is the only female reindeer, but it's odd because female reindeers do not have horns.
Right.
So, or antlers, I said horns. Antlers. So, it's interesting to me. Another one was Blitzen, because his name was Blixem, which I thought was interesting. Blixem, Blixem, and which stood for the Dutch word for lightning, which was also a pagan god.
That was probably my favorite.
Yep. So they changed it to Blitzen.
For every person who says that Christmas is not a witch holiday, really, because one of
Christmas started as a pagan holiday.
Exactly, and one of the reindeer were literally named after a pagan god. So.
Donner became Donner in 1904.
Wow.
Yep, because he was called Dunder.
Like Dunder Mifflin.
Mm-hmm. So it's just interesting, all these different tidbits about the reindeer. I did not know.
Did we say that Cupid got changed to Vixen because she was...
No, Cupid is Cupid.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then Vixen is...
Vixen.
Or was...
Oh, wait, Cupid maybe... No, it says Cupid. Vixen, going black... Oh, no. Vixen is the female. Cupid is the love god. It's a boy. Vixen's the female. And it says Vixen is the only female reindeer in the...
Group.
In the group, yeah. But it's interesting because all of the reindeer that we see during our times
are boys.
Are boys.
And I just really liked that because I felt like that, as a kid, I always wondered why they were always boy reindeer.
Me too.
Just kidding, jokes on all of us, she was there.
Animals. Grab the stuffed Santas.
Oh, this.
So we're going to show you Side-Eyed Santa because if you go back into a few videos back, you will see that we have Side-Eyed Santa. And when I say Side-Eyed Santa, that means that it's pre-1939. Actually, they made them into the 40s, but in 1939, Coca-Cola did the first advertising for using Santa Claus, right?
His foot's loose.
Yeah, they all are. So this is a pre-Santa.
And he's creepy.
And he's spooky and creepy, right? He's spooky and creepy. So this one's a 1940s Santa, right? Because he's kind of spooky and creepy and everything. And in 1939, when Coca-Cola wanted to use the Santa Claus in the advertising, he thought he was too scary looking. So he changed him to be more jolly and like more, what's the word I'm looking for? The more delightful and everything, more attractive to talk to for children, stuff like that.
Because you remember the Coca-Cola had pins, they had cards, they had placemats of like Santa will be like in the fridge, like, and the little boy is like catching them behind him. I just remember growing. My dad had them all.
Yes, but that's the Coca-Cola Santa that we're looking at. This is actually Saint Nick, and Saint Nick was not a pretty guy. I mean, would you be after going to all those houses? No.
In one night.
So here we have Saint Nick, but the Santa that you know today, the big jolly that you just want to sit on his lap and tell him what you want. What?
Lisa, read her comment.
And you're going to wake up tomorrow with it in bed with you.
Right?
Anyways, so that is how we got the Santa we know today. So the Santa that we all know, that we think of in our head, is the Coca-Cola Santa. Surprising, but it is. So did we want to bring him out a little bit more?
Yeah, I think we should.
And then I'll show you guys something cool that it does. You want to turn it on? Can you guys see him? Oh, I got to go back a little bit for him. You got to have this in your house, right? You do. You just do. It's not the same without effing.
For your Christmas party? Come on, you'd be the life.
I wish I had my big green glasses. But
the glittery ones.
How fantastic is this thing?
This was the first song sang in space.
Yes. So again, this guy is motion censored, so he will not be plugged in every time. Oh, wait till you see the photos I put later. Anyways, isn't he fantastic?
Alright, Santa.
Go ahead and turn him off. Alright, now, you guys all watching? Go ahead and press the button.
I hope this doesn't go fine.
For storage purposes, he sits down.
He sits down. You're
He literally
hilarious.
sits down. He sits down. I love it.
That probably
His head comes off, but he sits down.
That probably looked very funny on camera.
It probably
honestly.
did. But his head is meant to come off, as you can see.
David's cracking up.
Because then that way it can be stored. I love the fact that they thought of stuff like this.
Yeah.
And the fact, I kind of wish he did that up and down, up and down. That would be scary.
Well, when I walked in, I'm like, what's up with the miniature Santa? And you're like, oh no, he gets
Oh
full
no, he
size.
stands up. Yes, so this will be cute in somebody's house by their door when all their guests come over.
Heck yeah, well.
And
Love him.
but you have to hit that button and let it drop with his head fall off and just scare the hell out of
Yeah, literally.
That it's hilarious.
Say Krampus got to him.
Right? So we're coming to an end today. What else anything else we want to talk about?
I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. I always love the Christmas shows that we do. I learned so much, especially about all the new stuff that we brought out. What did I want to talk to you? Well, I said that I had a footnote up here.
Okay,
What was
so
that?
I am effing. Oh, the footnote was the pagan. Yeah, the pagan holiday. You said, I'm going to put this right up here because I have something to say about that.
And I forgot totally what it was.
So, I was going to say my children, but that sounds gross. My workers. My workers.
Because his name is effin.elf.
It is, mine is. And so they all come alive at night, so I have to keep them in a cage up here so that they don't. And because they don't clean, they cause mischief.
Yeah, they literally just make messes.
Right? So we have all the original little elves that you see here.
I like
although
those
they're
little
starting to
stuff.
go.
Yeah, they are. They're going very quickly, honestly.
Yes. We've even got the old bulbs with the elf on it. And when I say that, I mean, look at them. Look at him. Isn't he the cutest thing in the whole wide world? Just sitting on top of the bulb saying, hey,
They
come
go.
get me.
Let them come bring
You know,
home.
we've got them with your, what is that called? Mistletoe?
Mistletoe.
With your mistletoe, so he's sitting on top of the mistletoe.
But Jason's also got them tied up in some of the bird cages around here too. So
Are there still any left in them?
honestly, I haven't checked, but I know I've sold a few.
I know that the two cool gold ones sold out of the cage
And the
up
two
there,
silver ones sold
and the
as
two
well.
tall ones sold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of them. So come in and get your elves, and
Christmas is getting closer and closer.
yes, it is. And if you think they're going to clean your house in the middle of the night, don't bring them back saying they don't work.
Honestly.
They're just lazy.
Well, they didn't do it. You know, that's why I'm still here. That's why I still have a job, because they didn't do a good enough job cleaning.
Right?
But overall, I want to know. I think that we started it off with a really good question. I want to know what your guys' favorite ornaments are. Do you have a favorite
I didn't tell
ornament?
you what mine is.
No, you didn't.
Well, you know, I set these up every year, and I set up 19 trees. We have 19 trees in here, so if you want to see a tree festival, there's 19 trees in here, including a mad tree. And so,
Which looks very nice.
A different theme on all trees. I'd say one of my favorite things is the more kitschier the better. I love very kitschy, very 70s, very almost homemade looking. Like even the 30s and 40s when it comes to the pipe cleaning people, I love those. Only because to me that's a form of art.
Absolutely.
And I like the homemade ornaments because to me that's a form of art. Somebody that was their expression. So to keep them going.
Alive, for sure.
Yeah, I love that. I love that type of thing. So tell us what your favorite ornaments are, because we may have it, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Or if
Let
you're
you know
even
about
looking for one too, we might also have it.
There's something falling out of my hair. What's going on here?
Lisa, yours is animal ornaments.
Animal ornaments. Right behind you, there's a bear, or the moose.
Okay, we got a moose, we have a bear, we have a dog.
So we have Snoopy ornaments over there. We've got children's. We've got all sorts of stuff.
We've got some crazy stained glass ones over here that have.
And we didn't even get into the pincushion.
Or stained glass. Maybe we should say that we could do next Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we can talk about those for hours.
If you guys want to know history on anything Christmas, let us know, because we will be more than happy to do the research.
Yeah.
And to do it with you, and to learn together with you. But we keep an eye out for caffeinated conversations. That is something we still work with Brooke on, and will always work with Brooke on. And I stream it on our page.
Yep.
And so give them
check
them out. Oh yeah, she's doing that. She's doing good. So take it away.
Oh, make sure you guys still give us a like, comment, and subscribe before Jason.
I told you all.
Oh, it'll be like a disco in here for sure. We're still using TikTok. It's not honestly our main priority right now. We have threads going on, which still give us a like, comment, and follow out there.
Yeah.
It's just like Twitter, but better if you haven't given it a chance yet. Mm-hmm. Last week's show was Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
So
it was one of our highest rating shows, too.
And that was a really fun show. If you guys were interested in that, I would definitely go back to next week's and give it a double rewatch. What was that? LOL, Steve.
What?
He said, what was that?
Nothing. Relax. Nothing bad.
But I always get like a little poke on my side when I read Steve's comments, because I could just hear his voice. But yes, make sure you give us a like, comment, and subscribe. TikTok we're still using. If we can get to how many followers?
1,000, but I don't, it's my fault too, because I don't post a lot on it.
It's okay, we have so much going on. We're trying to make the show better and bigger every single Tuesday. If there is anything you want to hear us talk about, please let us know.
And I gotta tell you, the 80 people?
Yeah, just for today, you guys showed out.
You actually almost lost your...
Because I was like, what are we even talking about right now? Christmas? Christmas what? Ornaments? Candy?
Thank you for following us, you guys. We've had people in multiple times saying that they've watched our show and stuff. Thank you. It actually humbles me, because
it's really funny when customers come in and then I'm like, okay, my name's Jasmine. They're like, I know who you are. I watch the show every Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So, thank you so much for watching.
Yes, absolutely. Your support is much appreciated, and it never goes unnoticed. Nope. So, definitely.
So, see us next week. We'll talk more Christmas next week.
Fun.
We have a couple of shows coming up. I know that we're going to have a Mad for Mod.
Yes, that's
one day soon. Going to be here. We're going to be talking about mid-century furniture. And then some other stuff coming up. So
keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Thank you all for watching. And anything else?
This is very important before we leave. We're bringing Christmas out still every single day.
Yep. I do it slowly.
Yes, but slowly. Because again, I tell all of our customers, if we brought all of our Christmas stuff out now, we would not have anything good by Christmas. So again, give us some time, have a little patience. And again, if you live far away, give us a call. Ask for something specific, because we can always tell you over the phone if we have it.
Also, I'm going to tell you one of the ways that I do most of the merchandising here. And one of the ways I do when it comes to Christmas is I bring out good stuff slowly.
Yes.
So if you're looking for that spaghetti girl, or if you're looking for that
animatronics,
the animatronics, that rare piece, ask us, because I hold stuff back as we get closer, because people like to buy them for gifts and you run out.
Also, last year they were a hot commodity, but they're a little bit more hot this year. If a ceramic tree is on your list this year, get in. Because
they are getting low. We've got 1, 2, 3,
we have
2
less
green
than 5.
ones. We've got 2 green ones left and a silver one. And we had like 8 green ones.
And that's for
they go
Ashley.
quick.
Mom, thank you. Mom, you're so cute, but you just clicked in right at the end, so you're going to have to rewind it all and rewatch it. But Ashley, we still have that silver ceramic tree. If you're looking at that, I know when I was over last, you were talking to me about that. We still got it, but they're moving quickly like hotcakes, literally.
Yep. So anyways, thank you, and you guys have a good night, and we will see you next week.
Bye!
Bye!